Galway. This is the kind of town I imagined when I thought of Ireland, with its cobblestone streets and little pockets of nature. I could have left my heart in Galway, but it would get really bored after a few days because there wasn't much to do. But dang, it was beautiful. While everyone was still asleep, we set out on our first mission, breakfast. Okay, so we found 2 cafes that were open. It was some other one, and then this one called Coco Cafe. I ordered an oatmeal porridge because I've actually been craving oatmeal for a while, and then Doug got a scone. It was a pear and almond. I'm excited to try this food. It's so cute here and everyone's nice. Okay, so the scone that we had at Third Spot in Dublin, that scone is a lot sweeter, more crumbly. This one's a little more bready, but not as sweet. So, it's not bad. I think the scone though from Third Spot's a little bit better. But I like how this one is not as sweet. We also ordered oatmeal porridge because I was curious to taste authentic Irish oats. If you've never had Irish oats, it's thicker and creamier compared to normal oats. I never had the patience to make it at home because it takes forever to make, until I got a taste of it in Ireland. Doug ordered his usual black coffee, and I got a cappuccino with 2 shots of espresso and coconut milk. After we were perked up, it was time to explore the town. We only had a full day in Galway, so we spent it here in the Latin Quarter, with its medieval shops and restaurants. One of these restaurants is McDonough's, where we decided to have an authentic fish and chips experience. You order your food, find a quick spot to sit, eat, and then go. You can choose any fish you want, but we chose cod because it's one of the more common fishes to order. Chips, if you don't already know, are fries that are cut into thicker pieces. This one managed to be very crunchy on the outside and soft on the inside. These oysters were interesting because at first I thought they were super salty. And by the way, the correct term is briny because it's salty from the seawater. But once my palate got accustomed to the first oyster, I loved all the oysters. It tasted super fresh. Afterwards, the only thing I looked forward to was dinner, and we chose the Keys. It had a dark, tavern-like ambiance, but it was full of life and music. Pretty dark in here, but we ordered the seafood platter, which has smoked mackerel, poached salmon, smoked salmon, some prawns, and a couple oysters, and we added half a dozen oysters on top of that. Today, Doug and I are finally gonna try a half pint of Guinness with oysters, because that's what the ads splattered about Guinness is always pairing it with. I wonder if it's any good. It probably is, if it's like everywhere. What made this platter great was the variety of ways that the seafood were prepared. They were either raw, smoked, broiled, poached, or fried. My favorite had to be the mackerel, which was packed with flavor, and the poached salmon could have done better, but the sauce made up for its lack of flavor. One thing they did have in common, though, was that they all tasted fresh, and you really won't expect anything less in Galway. Okay, now I'm gonna try the famous pairing of Guinness and oysters. Oh my god, that oyster tastes so fresh. It's still salty, but I think it tastes better than the one at McDonough's. Now I'm gonna wash it down with some Guinness. It's not disgusting, but it's not like my go-to. I think I'll go with either just oyster or just Guinness. Doug agreed. He thought it was a pretty random pairing. I think we'll be just fine enjoying the oysters separately. Last but not least, we ended our night at Tig Céilí. It was a must for us to visit an Irish bar, listen to Irish music, while drinking Irish beer. Because it's really fun over here. Okay, maybe a little bit of my heart is still in Galway.
Thanks for watching, and if you have the chance, visit this enchanting city at least once in this lifetime.